Hello guys and welcome to this week's Demonologist UK. Out to all the demos out there. Have I got some surprising news for you tonight? We are now officially raising money for the National Autistic Awareness Society. And I can't stress to you guys enough how important this is to me. This is a charity that's really, really close to my heart. It's something that it does mean the world to me. So I will, even if you go over there and you donate 50p, you donate £1, just get yourselves over there. Head over to my website, www.facebook.com, the Demonologist UK. The first post you'll see in there is to donate to the charity. I don't know if you know, but there is actually 700,000 children in the UK right now who are living through this COVID, living through this time with autism. Now, we all know autism is a massive struggle in the beginning anyway, right? And if you lock an autistic child in the house, they can't go out and do nothing. It's going to make a massive burden on them. And it's something that's really close to me. So everybody that's listening tonight, head over to my page, donate. I've got £1,000 goal on there. If we reach the £1,000, I promise you I will give you 5 videos that I will do live on Demonology 101, and I'm going to give you guys secrets. I tell you, just do this for me. Just do this for me. So let's get on with the show tonight. We have a regular guest, someone who I spend a lot of time talking to here on the Demonologist UK. All you regular listeners will know him. Me and my partner have basically set up a sofa bed for him because he's always here. It's Mr. Ben Winfield, occultologist and demonologist. I'm going to add him to the stream now. Welcome, Ben.
Dude, hi everyone. But straight away, me and Lou need to ask, what was you on about trying to figure out how to pull yourself off a minute ago?
Pull myself off?
Yeah,
I'm going to edit the stream now, and I God, yeah, no,
it wasn't on there. It was on when you were talking to me backstage. That's all we heard.
How do I pull myself off?
It's the missus. She's so beautiful. She's so beautiful. I had to pull myself off. So everybody, yes, Ben Winfield. Mate, I've told everybody already. I've basically made you a sofa bed. You spend so much time on the show. Me and you have such brilliant conversations. You're on more than any other guest. I think this is like number 9. You're in the 9-star club now.
I have got a total fan base. I'm quite impressed at.
Yeah, you got all your groupies.
Don't really have groupies.
No, we're demonologists. We don't do stuff like that.
Hold up, let me go into demonology mode.
So basically, demonology mode means you can't see absolutely nothing.
Mate, I do that. I can't see absolutely nothing.
But do you know what? How have you been? Everything been all right? Are you enjoying your lockdown?
I've been enjoying my lockdown. I've recently been causing trouble on Facebook, which is fun. Speaking of which, Jane, I don't know if you saw my jumping on the Drama Llama comment. I had to. It was there. They have officially became their own.
I've got to put this comment up because it sort of sums you up in one. Matt Chapman says, "Oh look, Dim Reaper."
Oh.
Brilliant, Matt. Absolutely brilliant.
Shut up, Tiny.
We was talking about this before we come on air when we was backstage. We was talking about Ben's one of them people that needs one of them sort of mysterious nicknames, and I want to get your guys' opinion on it because everyone says, "Oh, the Dark Lord," his other half calls him the Professor, but we've come up with a brilliant idea for a nickname for Ben Winfield. Right? Are you ready for this? We're going to call him the Librarian. See what they think about that. I reckon it's going to go well.
People that are on the on my book line, as they call it, do get inundated with books when they do cross my path.
I've run out of bookmarks. I've literally run out of bookmarks. Honestly, I said to Ben the other day, "Oh Ben, I'm trying to get hold of a few grimoires," and he was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I'll sort you out." And then I literally went and had a smoke on my pipe, and I come back and there is like 15 grimoires sitting on my phone ready to be read. And I'm like, I can't read one at a time, Ben, for Christ's sake. He is the librarian, I'm telling you.
I do try. I do try.
So tonight we're talking about demonic hierarchy. There's something you said to me the other week that you wanted to sort of describe to people. Was it monsters?
No, well, what it is for years I've been using two terminologies for demonics,
Right.
and I think a lot of people have been trying to work it out, but I've never actually sat and explained it.
Right. So what's these two terms then?
The terms are a lesser demonic and a feral demonic.
Right. Feral is in like, the cat that sits on the dustbin. So when you go out to work, it tries to eat your face.
Yeah, pretty much. But I've used these terminologies for a while. Oh, sorry, Lou's just suddenly realised she left the cat out.
Poor little thing sitting on the fucking doorstep, freezing his ass off.
By the way, I do not have corona. I've been checked. I just have a cold.
Yeah, no, me and my partner, we get checked like regularly now anyway. So,
Yeah.
and don't get a virus.
When it comes to the two terminologies, lesser demonic and feral, I've been using for a very long time.
Right.
When it comes to actual situations, lesser demonics are usually the ones that are there when people have done, say, Ouija boards or stuff like that.
Right.
Ferals are what you class as demonics that take over a place. They're more wild, in a sense.
Oh, right. Okay.
They're the ones that tend to scratch you a bit more.
Right. Yeah,
They defend their areas more like cats.
Right. So yeah. So your less demonics and stuff like your mimics. Your lower. Low. I mean, see, I use the term lower frequency demons and higher frequency demons.
Yeah, they're basically your lowers. I think the best way I ever explained them is your lessers are like them little fish you see on like geographic shows where there's a big shark and then there's all the little fish that hang around the big shark.
Yeah.
That's a lesser.
All right. Okay. So yeah. So like I was saying, like the mimics, the ones that don't really have like the standout names.
Yeah, the ones that basically do. You could, in a sense, say they do the bidding of the higher ups.
Yeah. So because like when you read stuff like when you read like M. Ballinger's Dictionary of Demons, he says like, take for instance, he says Asmodeus has control of 600 and 760 lesser legions. They would be the lesser demonics, whereas Asmodeus or Azeroth would be the feral demon.
No, feral demons are usually a bit smaller. They sometimes get mistaken for elementals. The only thing that separates them is their height.
And then obviously you've got the main demons are the ones that we talk about the name, because I've heard people talking about this thing called monsters as well. I've never heard of it.
They can be categorized as elementals, e.g., like sprites, pixies, imps, anything that's the old breed. Yeah. But it's the height definition that separate demonics and stuff. A high-ranking demonics anywhere from like 5 foot. I think 5'11". I think is the smallest one. To 6 foot, 6.5 foot. Your lessers, well, your ferals are usually about 4 foot at max. They're the little ones that everyone sees on the cameras and stuff.
And next asking, do the two hang around together? I mean, I'm in a lot of cases that I've been in, if you've got more than one and you've obviously got one identifying itself and then you've got these others around it, they normally are around together, and they, you get the, like you said, you get the sergeant, or you get the head. Because I've read the whole of M. Ballinger's sorry, my mum's just asked a question. I will sort. I think mum's talking about the one I'll have to sort that out for another show because I have to add it on as a photo. But if you upload it to my page, Mum, if you guys want to head over to my page, we actually got like a 7-foot shadow figure.
That would be a hierarchy.
Yeah, one of a private investigation we was doing not far down the road, and that was quite cool. But I forgot where I was now. Yeah, I was reading M. Ballinger's Dictionary of Demons, and he said that there's certain demons that are clustered into, like, you know, you have demons of the north, demons of the west, demons of the south, demons of the east. They're called the 4 directionals. And then you have the 4 elementals, and then you have the hierarchy above them, and then they have hierarchy below them. It's like one massive tree of like the way the demons are all set out.
Yeah, people think it's a simple that Satan's in charge of it, and from a Christian point of view, the Bible always puts him in charge. But once you step away from Christianity, even the Book of Enoch that we was talking about earlier, it states that he is not a demonic whatsoever.
No.
He's classed as a fallen.
Yeah.
The demonic is something separate.
Yeah.
Same with the demonic and jinn. They're 2 different separations.
Yeah. Because they're on different planes.
Yeah. But as for the 2 hanging out, when it comes to ferals and lessers, you wouldn't have them hanging about whatsoever. You'd either get lessers or you'd get ferals.
Yeah.
Lessers can push ferals away.
I've spoken to a guy. He's done a book. I think it's called what's it called? Story of the Fallen. It's a guy called Nathaniel Gillis. He's a demonologist over there in America, and he was saying, well, like you said, Satan wasn't actually classed as demonic. He said the only way I can describe it to you is Satan was basically the PR of the demon world. He was the face of the demons. He was the public relations.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, he was the one that sat there and done interviews or showed up as something else, and he was the poster boy of demons, whereas all the rest of them like to keep a sort of more of a low profile. I'll put that one up for us. Actually, Jane's asking, where would you place the creatures at HAPRC, as they are not demons and not elementals?
You do have some elementals there. But they're not, the things that are coming through that mirror they're not demonics. They're more, how can I put it? They're more of the ancient world. They're more creatures than anything else. Like, as weird as it's going to sound saying, they're more like the paranormal world of like normal wildlife.
Yeah. Yeah, no, so yeah, no, I mean, it all makes sense. There's there's a guy out there, I can't remember his name. I read a book, basically. It's called The Black Mirror, right? And it's all the history of scrying, right? Because I don't know how I come across the book. I think it just popped up on something you need to read on Audible. I know it's called The Black Mirror. It's called The History of Scrying. And he was saying that people can actually astral project themselves through mirrors.
Yeah. HAPRCs I've done it multiple times. I think it's Jane that's done it. Yeah, it's Jane that's done it. It's right. My brain's like a bloody sieve sometimes.
Yeah, no, I know you feel, mate.
Yeah. A lot of people don't realise, though, that the paranormal world does have its own wildlife. They just instantly assume it's ghosts and there's demons and there's angels. They don't assume that there's, right now, lad, there's more species on this planet than there is humans. It's the same it's the same paranormal world.
What's the saying? They say that only 40% of the ocean species have been discovered so far. You know what I mean? And you think about it, the ocean covers like 8% of the world. Like so much more. Claire's saying she'd like to learn more. Stay tuned. We're only 40 minutes in. We've got another 45 minutes. Trust me, it gets a lot deeper than this. When me and Ben go into our little conversations, when the demonologist meets the librarian.
Yeah, he takes it all the way down to the base.
It's a rabbit hole you can't climb out of. I'm telling you, it's a rabbit hole you can't climb out of. I mean, I heard, my brother can astral project. It's quite spooky when he tells you stories of seeing his body while he's floating above it. It's almost like an NDE sort of thing. What's that Jane saying? Jane's saying, I've done that for our mirror. There are records of ancient gods traveling in and out of mirrors. Yeah, I mean, from this
Yeah,
book
you've
that I
got
read, this book,
Stargate and stuff like that.
yeah, yeah,
Might
basically
not
that's what this
buy.
guy was saying in this book, The Black Mirror, the history of scrying. He was actually stating that it's the you've got a picture of mirror with the paranormal world is almost like a like he said, like a Stargate. You know, like that people walk through and they come out somewhere else. It is mental.
Yeah,
It is
there's
mental.
the original. There's a Native American tribe that speak of one of their people picking up a device and putting it in a rock enclave. I
Yeah.
can get you a photo of it and them disappearing to the land of the gods, never to be returned.
Mad. It's mad. It's mad. Now, I mean, there's a theory out there that I wanted to put to you. I wanted to get your sort of take on it because you know, I mean, you send me over all the pictures of all the different hierarchies, and this one reports to this one. There's a theory out there from like sort of a bunch of demonologists that sort of all work together over there in America that Kronos, the Titan, is actually the main the first ever demon that ever was here, even like millions of years before anything ever started. I mean, what's your take on that?
From the ancient ways, there's three people at the top of everything,
Yeah,
and they aren't demonics. But if I mention them, I can guarantee you'll know them well, and every single person on the planet knows them.
you told me about this. You told
They're
me about
spoke,
this.
they're spoke about in every single religion going.
Mm-hmm.
There's not one religion that doesn't talk to them, and that's the three sisters.
Past, present, and future.
Every single religion states about these three women.
And they were in Walt Disney's Hercules as well.
Yeah,
Because they
they
were
are
sharing an eye,
stated.
weren't they?
Every single religion in the world talks about them and states they are the one that gods, titans, you name it, out of the ranking system, they all fear these three women.
They're called the Elders, aren't they?
Yeah, they're part of what's known as the Eternals.
Yeah. If you
And
can
I'm not
actually
on
find them
about
on Google.
Marvel.
You can Google them. If you go on the Google, if people don't believe me, go on Google and search for the Elders and
The,
watch what comes up.
the Eternals are basically, you have the three sisters,
Mm.
you have Father Time, which I can't remember the actual name of him, but by Greek standards, he was always called Father Time.
Mm-hmm.
You have the embodiment of life itself, which a lot of people know as chaos, but I can't remember the name for it.
Yeah.
And then you've got Brother Death.
Mm.
These are old terms I'm using. I can't remember the names. I'm just remembering the ones that.
Yeah, and do you know what? When you're talking about that as well, because you do know that Harry Potter is one massive occult film, isn't it? Like
Oh
from start
God,
to
yeah,
finish.
full of symbology and everything.
Yeah, and the Deathly Hallows, like the stone, the cape, and the wand, they actually refer to them three things you're talking about: Father
Yeah,
Time, Chaos, and yeah. I was a massive Harry Potter fan. I was the guy that used to go to the cinema and wait in line to go and see the first viewing of the next one that come out. But since learning about all this demonology and the occultology and actually watching Harry Potter back now, you see it through a complete different eye, didn't you?
if you watch Doctor Strange,
Oh, I love that film.
uh,
I
when
absolutely
he
love
first
it.
starts talking about the books, he talks about pretty much all the books that I use.
Because it's a hidden religion that he's going on about, isn't it? It's
Yeah, it's going on about the original religion of cultology,
yeah,
symbology.
yeah,
It's all there. More and more gets put into more TV shows. Like if you look at films like, well, you don't have to look at films. Look at TV shows and books. You look at The Omen, not The Omen, Good Omen. Is it Good Omen?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Good Omen. They don't use they use the angelic hierarchy. They use the demonic hierarchy as we know them, not as in Christianity's taught for years. Look at the TV show Lucifer as well. They
yeah.
use different. They use the different alternative teachings of it all, different
Yeah,
names.
Because I heard that in ancient Aramaic, the word Riel means light, and that's why all the angelics are always called Azrael or Gabriel or
Yeah.
Daniel.
IEL
Yeah.
states that it's an angelic meaning. It's
Yeah,
an angelic tagline.
Aramaic for light, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Joe, I found out the other day. I didn't know this, but the actual word occult just means hidden.
Yeah, it's hidden knowledge.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. So, and Joe, I didn't even hear that off an occultologist. I heard that off of conspiracy theories that I was listening to on the podcast.
There are many conspiracy theories about even the people I work with. We have our own conspiracy that there used to be a group that were aiming to take over the world with hidden knowledge and all this lot, and we were no different from the Masonic Templars and all that lot. And we're really not. We're just a bunch of people that read.
Yeah.
So we have all this knowledge and all access to private collections of people's, but that's about it. We haven't.
I got into the other day. I was listening to a podcast. His name, if anyone wants to check this out, right, because it really does blow your mind. I know it's completely opposite of what we're talking about, but have you ever heard of something called numerology?
I tried to study numerology for about 4 years, and I just gave up and threw the book that had been given out of a window.
Well, I know there's 3 power numbers, right? 11, 22, and 33. And the reason why 33 is a power number because it's an influencer number, and the influencer number is the 33. And they always say it's an influencer number because Jesus died at the age of 33. If you're born, if you can reduce down your birthday, I'm going to learn how to do it because I'm going to do it live, and I'm going to do everyone's birthday live and tell them about their life because it does work. So I've done it with mine because with mine, I am what's called a 7 life path, which means that I'm extremely unlucky, which explains a lot because the only thing I seem to have gone right in my life is having beautiful children and a beautiful wife. So that's the only thing I've ever seemed to get lucky with. So yeah.
Yeah, that's this is a book.
The ancient study of numerology is called Jumantia.
Yeah, that's where they got the idea for Jumanji from as well. As silly as it is.
Oh yeah. You think of it. And Joe, else, just while we're talking about numerology, I think I said it on last week's show when I was talking to myself. The reason why they use the number 7 in casinos is because anyone with the 7 life path is that they have an unlucky life path. So that basically it's like reverse psychology. The casinos are telling you it's lucky when it's not. It's them making money off of it.
Yeah. Lou's just passed me one of her lovely books of. This is a numerology book.
It's got numerology, it's got other things in it as well.
Yeah, 1935. This one.
See, that's what I mean. Like, you know, the librarian.
Doorstop to me, that one.
See, I was looking at the spine trying to see it say 50 Shades of Grey, but I was well away.
Mate, what are you doing in your spare time?
It's my favourite book.
It's lovely. I still don't do numerology. I would
numerology
have my eyes stabbed with thorns and numerology.
Numerology is one of them things. It is crazy, but yeah. Back to something we do best. Back to demons. Now, I found out the other day that Azeroth and Asmodeus were brothers. Didn't know that.
Yep.
And they're likened to Hades and Poseidon.
Yeah.
Right. And then obviously Lucifer means light bearer. And he's got something to do with the study of Saturn. And that's why Lucifer's confused with Satan, because Satan is another term for Saturn.
Saturn is... Saturn's classed as one of the old gods in the Roman belief system. It's another name for Zeus, basically.
Yeah.
You have to remember the Romans were brilliant at stealing everything and anything. Let's just say some of the Romans, the Vatican, have never changed from that point of view of stealing everything.
I'm still doing it today, aren't they, really? But yeah we don't want to get banned, so, you know.
All hail the Roman Empire, and may she live forever.
Yeah, no, because this is where the thing is, but this is what people don't realize. You know, you talk about ancient Greece, and everyone goes, you know, oh, the Greeks were Christian, they were this, they were that. You know, talk about the Romans, but technically speaking, they're all pagan in themselves because they believed in multiple gods, didn't they?
Yeah, they all started with their own pantheon.
Yeah,
It's you start to link. The strange thing is, when it comes to all the pantheons, you start to link them all together, and you start noticing people appear in all different religions. And that's where you start to notice it's a bit more of a family tree that's scattered around the world.
Because I was saying last week, Hermes, he was the god of mischief. He was the Greek god of mischief as well as delivering messages. And they compare him to Loki in the Norse mythology, who was the god of mischief.
Yeah.
Emma's saying, I believe my path is 11. If your numerology path is 11, that means that you are a born leader, and that you start trends, you don't follow them. That's
that's my sister.
Well, I think we worked out my missus is she's an 8 path, so she's going to be wealthy at some point.
Mine, I think, if I remember correctly, mine is actually 3.
3. And I think ain't 3 the 3's the number of knowledge.
Yeah.
So it does make. See, I mean, this numerology does make sense. It really does.
It doesn't to me. In any way, shape, or form, it has never made sense to me. I had someone years ago, a professor in numerology.
Yeah.
When I was down in Cambridge, like ripping their library to pieces for books. And he spent a good half a year explaining it to me.
Yeah. And
I still couldn't grasp it. But there was a bloke down there, a scientist, who explained quantum mechanics to me in a month. But numerology
don't get along with numbers, do they? Some people don't get along with numbers, and you're obviously one of them guys that don't get along with numbers. You know, you find it hard to order from the Chinese because you have to order by numbers. You know,
mate, I can't even paint by numbers, so ordering a Chinese is enough.
Oh, this is nuts. I mean, I'm gonna go and find somebody who knows about numerology, and I'm gonna get them to come on the show, and I'm gonna do a show about numerology because it's something that really interests me. And people don't realize these sort of things, they all sort of link in. Like, you know, I get these questions emailed to me. Like, I mean, you talk about conspiracies. What the hell are conspiracies got to do with demonology? And why are you not talking about, you know, demons and where they come from and why they're here? And because I don't know the answers to those questions, and conspiracies link to the paranormal because it's all about thinking outside the box.
Paranormal is the best way to describe it is it's one massive umbrella. People don't understand this. You have the conspiracy theory about Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah.
But if you look at it from a native point of view, they are demons.
Yeah.
So then does it become a demon conspiracy, or is it a normal conspiracy? Because then they start talking about the aliens of Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah.
But then it's a conspiracy theory that just explodes onto all different paths.
Yeah, and then
on how you look at it.
Then you got Bigfoot to do a conspiracy theory. I dropped a bomb on the show last week. I don't know if you learned and you listened, but I'm trying to prove it at the moment. I'm trying to prove my theory, but my theory is that Bigfoot is a descendant of the Nephilim.
There is theories behind that. I've read theories behind that because people forget that Bigfoot, in a sense, they always go, "Oh yeah, it's American." It's not.
No.
It's just Bigfoot is just a name for that one, what the class is one species in Washington State.
Yeah.
You look all across America. I've got a friend. I'll have to get him to come on. Bob over in America. He is crypto. He lives in Washington State. And he will tell you everything about Bigfoot and stuff like that, and tell you the different names, different places. He's brilliant for it.
Yeah, no, I'd definitely like to get him on the show because I need. I mean, I'm one of these people that, I mean, when it comes to the paranormal, I know about the spirit world. I've learned about ghosts when I was an investigator. I've learned about demons and angels when I've been doing my demonology. But when it comes to cryptids and aliens and, you know, NDEs is another one I know absolutely nothing about. And that's when paranormal crosses with science as well as conspiracy theories. Because when you talk about NDEs, people experiencing death, they talk about, you know, everyone has the same experience, but when you actually get into it, they actually study NDEs now in like serious amounts of depth, like serious depth.
Yeah, it's become a massive new, well, not a massive new phenomena. It's become a re-loved phenomena.
Yeah,
We're going to have to. Sorry, I'm reading some of Jane's comments as she's coming up and liking them. We're going to have a day where we get Jane in here as well, so we can all just, because we're all like-minded, we can sit here for hours talking about it.
yeah. I mean, definitely. I'll put the day off work.
I'm assuming Neil's. Oh yeah, Neil's like the comments. I know Neil's usually not far behind.
I like Neil. Neil's quality. He was saying, I was watching. He done a live the other day with Jacqueline Dixon. He done the Publisher's Corner, I think it's called, or something like that. Or Paranormal. I can't remember. Paranormal Published, and he was saying, you won't find any big words in my book because I don't say big words. He's like so down to earth, Neil, isn't he?
Neil is awesome. To be fair, he's, you see him as he is. The same with Jane. The old school people like us that they'll call a spade a spade.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like less of the old when it comes around to me. All right.
You know what I meant, man.
Yeah. But while I've got everybody here, I just want to quickly just say, like, I'm officially raising money. I can see it down the bottom of the page. I'm officially raising money for the National Autistic Society. It's something that's really, really close to my heart. It's very, very personal to me. I mean, I've seen the figures for the show. If each one of you went on there and donated 50p, I would hit my goal within a week. So go on there, donate, and help me out. I mean, it's 100% safe. All the payments, 100% of it, none of it's coming to me. It's all going to the charity. That's why I'm doing it through GoFundMe. Go to the website at the bottom of the page, head over to there, and just, even if you only give 20p, I mean, it helps. I'm raising it for children with autism to help them through this whole COVID thing and getting them into school and so on and so forth. So yeah, make sure you donate. But I said to you earlier before we started the show, I wanted to have a little rant off because I'm getting like rather upset with people. Let's put it that way.
Rant time.
It's rant time. Before we get Derek on the show, because Ben hasn't met Derek yet. So we're going to get Ben to meet Derek tonight, which is my devilishly entertaining random entertainment questioner. Not a mouthful, but there we go. But my rant, I want to send a massive shout out to Captain Tom, who died the other day. I mean, thoughts go out to you and your family. He's a brilliant man. I mean, he shouldn't have had to do what he done, walking around to support, you know, but he did it, and my hat goes off to him. But I see someone the other day, I've seen a few people the other day jumping on this fucking bandwagon, doing spirit boxes and challenging his spirit, and I find it so disrespectful and so wrong. His family haven't even started grieving yet, let alone finishing, and you're doing this live on Facebook. It's like, what the absolute, use my French, fuck. Do you know what I mean?
I'd say there's a limitation of at least a year before you even start doing anything like that.
Definitely.
The bloke, bless him, is not even in the ground yet.
No, I know. It's so wrong.
But it's like I said earlier, with Derek Akora, they did the same with him. And I've openly said it. Me and him before have clashed heads over things, and we never got on when we met. But we still had respect. And even when he passed away, I still had the same respect for him. And it was disgusting to see some people that were doing it for him.
Yeah, I mean, the guys that are locking in, Annette's saying that was sick and disgusting. Kathy's saying it's up there with the press outside his door, very disrespectful. I mean, I'm just, all I'm saying is I'm not going to rant off about it. I just think it's disgusting, it's disrespectful, and these people need to sort themselves out. You know, and if any one of my listeners or any one of Ben's listeners who listen to him on any other else's show, or anyone who's got their own show on here, support me in this and boycott these people and make sure that their Facebook Live doesn't go live again, because I think it's sick and disgusting.
Yeah, it is massively sick.
Hmm.
We're supposed to be professionals in our fields, in a sense. There's no way, shape, or form that it's professional.
No, it's destroying our credibility as it is in itself.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that without ranting, but think about it this way: if Captain Tom, you know, bless him, God rest his soul, on that, if he had passed away, why the hell is he going to come and talk to this person?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, he's probably up in heaven, doing his own thing, you know, enjoying life now, like enjoying his eternal life. You know,
If he sat having a brandy with his bloody Scotty mates, the last thing he's going to be doing is coming back now.
Yeah, he's at the officers' club. Like,
mate, if you've never seen an officers' club, you want to be out of there quick. You'd rather be.
For all my listeners out there, please boycott these people. They don't deserve your time, your effort, or you watching them, because it's disgusting. But yeah,
if you want good stuff to watch, we're here most of the time. There's other groups with us. They've always got something on.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm plugging a bit, but HAPRC, they've always got stuff going on.
Yeah, no. I mean, there's a lot of credible people out there. I mean, Essex Ghost Hunters, them guys are making moves. Russell Old, you've got MPI UK making moves. ETA, they're brilliant. I mean, check out Robbie's live stream. Robbie Crossan from Haunted Scotland. He's brilliant. HAPRC, another one that are making massive moves. They've got their own podcast now. They're just keeping my Higgy Popper walled nice and warm for me when I get back.
Mate, you got loads of work to do to catch up with them.
I'm on it. Don't worry, man. I've got a big surprise coming up, man. You don't realize. I've got this guest lined up. It's beyond. It's beyond, mate. I'm telling you.
We got a few, ain't you?
Oh yeah. I know what. I'm literally. If anyone's watching does want to come on the show, man, just let me know. I think I'm literally booked up till like right to the end of April now. So it's just mental. Like, it's just mental. I mean, you was literally my first guest on my first show that I done live on Facebook.
Yeah, well, that's a story unto itself, isn't it? That was someone coming on talking about Zoe, and then it was like, "Hi, I'm the one that made the report that you're quoting."
Yeah. Oh, this is crazy, but it's just mad though. Like, you know, I've literally, I think I've done my first podcast in August last year, and now I'm here now. I mean, me and you, we've spun off, you know, the Paralock Dive lockdown sessions. We've done 5 of them. You've been a guest on the show like 4 times. You was part of the paranormal debate. The paranormal
I only get invited every now and then. I'm not allowed on to play that much. It's like being at a bar. He invites all these people. I'm just the old man that sits in the corner in the shadows with his trusty beer, the sleepy dog lying at his feet, and a constant fag going. Oh no, I can't say fag. Sorry, I apologise. I'm not.
No.
Cigarette.
A cigarette.
I got banned last time for using the word fag.
It's a northern thing. This is what Facebook have to understand. It's a northern thing.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
I was actually going to say tonight, like to Lou to get you a little staff, because you could be like the Gandalf of the Demonologist UK channel.
Oh no, you want the Gandalf? That would be one of my lecturers and a very good friend of mine.
Yeah.
He is a Russian Orthodox preacher. He is an archbishop of it, and he has, and my sister will vouch for this because he used to be our RE teacher. He has the longest grey beard going, and he dressed up once as Gandalf, and my God, he looked the spitting image of him.
I can imagine.
What are your thoughts on the
Yeah,
guy in America that refers to himself?
what are your thoughts on the guy in America that refers to himself as a zoologist? So, do you know what? Do you know what my thoughts on that is, Jane? I think that maybe he's dyslexic and he was supposed to write zoologist. That's my thoughts.
I have had a run-in with this man already.
Have you really? See, this is where it gets interesting because you was the guy that said your theory of Zozo is a mimic.
Yeah. No, someone else. Yeah. He argued with me, point of fact, that Zozo was this thing and that thing, and I turned around and said, "No, you've spelt the name wrong. Zozo is a mimic. You are thinking of Zot."
Mm-hmm.
And he went, "No," to which point I did what I do with you and a few other people on here that received books off me. I bombarded him for the next 2 hours with information.
Kamazost means death bat or screech bat.
Yeah, I was bombarding him with everything going. I even pulled a friend from the Mexican City Museum to carry on bombarding him for me.
That's where the statue of Kamazost is, isn't it? It's the one with the man with the bat head and the bat wings.
Yeah, the famous bat helmet that people see,
Batman. Yeah,
which makes me laugh. Yeah, everyone goes, "Oh, that looks perfectly like Batman's helmet." That's because it is. It was an art project about 4 years ago. People claim that it's a real Aztec helmet, and I can guarantee you 100% it isn't.
No,
it was an art project. You can look it up on Google that it was an art project. It was a bloody good art project.
Yeah,
but it shows how sometimes people can take things and run with them.
Joe Jane, I'm gonna have to look this guy up. I'm gonna have to have a chat with him because I've just finished my research for a chapter I'm doing on Zozo in my book. Because I thought I've got to put it in because I mean the first show I sort of went on Facebook with was about Justin's theory when Justin had his experience with Zozo, and I was talking about that, and I spoke to Ben and I quoted Ben on that one, and I thought it's got to make its way into the book. I mean, I've done chapters on there you would not expect to see in a demonologist book at all. I've done a chapter on Salem, which is yeah. Because I mean, as much as that's not what I would class as a demonological incident, I think it plays a big part because it also shows how autosuggestion makes a massive play in the demonologist world as well as the paranormal world.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because don't forget the two young girls that were. They were saying, "Oh, it's this person, it's this person, it's this person," because they started off saying it was the woman who was working as the maid in the house because she had a weird name, and that she had cursed her, and these demons were attacking her and stuff like this. I think it was like 10 years later when they grew up because they were only like 13 at the time. I think it was like 23 when they come out and said, "Yeah, no, we made the whole complete thing up." So it's just to show that literally hysteria and autosuggestion plays a massive part in demonology. It's like when you said your theory on the whole, when a film on telly, like when The Conjuring 2 brought in Valak, and then you had massive insurge of people having these experiences with Valak. It's that sort of thing. It plays a massive part in what we do.
Yeah, there's the funny thing is with that Valak film, and I've had this recently, which I won't mention names because out of respect, but the person that I was talking to about it was quoting the film bang onto a T. But it was a real incident.
Yeah.
And again, I was trying to stress to him that wasn't the incident. The incident was in the 1500s in France.
Was that the one?
There was more than just Valak there.
Yeah, and that was the priest who was doing really bad things with the nuns, and yeah. I think
1566. I've got a list of all the demonics that were said to be there at the time.
One of them was. See, the reason why in The Conjuring they dress Valak up as a nun is because he's known as the Devaler, the defiler. Sorry, I can't talk tonight. And when we think of the word defile, we think about taking religious objects and turning them evil, and that's why they dressed Valak in the nun's outfit.
Yeah. But it was, the dates on it are completely out. It's some. I watched it, and there's a reason I can't watch films like that, because I sit and pick fault with him on everything, down to the symbology and everything. I'm terrible for it.
I can only imagine. I can literally only imagine.
There's a film, I think it's called The Last Exorcism. There's a part in that where a bloke walks into a room and there's all symbology on the wall, and I think I must have paused the TV for like about 2 hours while I sat and ranted about it to one of my friends whilst getting all books out and showing all the images and just ranting constantly.
And one of them guys.
I am a bit terrible when it comes to films.
I don't give a Joe. I listen to this guy. His name's I'm gonna name drop now. His name's Isaac Weishaupt, and he's an occultologist. But he specializes in occultology in pop music and how it sort of refers back to this whole conspiracy.
Yeah, I've read a few things of his. He's quite good for it, to be fair.
He's very, very good for it. I mean, the guy he's top notch, and I like listening to the stuff that he does, and sort of. I mean, I go back and watch the films, and I'm like, okay, I can see what he's saying now, and he's quite cool actually. It's quite cool. Right.
Hollywood is full of suggestions. Absolutely,
yeah, it is.
Full of it.
Right, let's go on to a screen share. Hold on a second. What the hell's happened here? There we go. There she goes.
Gosh.
Right. So this is the part of the show that I like to do, and I like to do it with all the guys that come on here. This is called On the Spot. Let's get this up here. So this
you might see me get slapped in a minute for being cheeky to Lou.
It's not long enough. It needs to be long.
So this is the part of the show
where we're going about how short I am.
So everybody that is listening to the show before, they know that I like to do this with the guys that come on the show. This is a part that I like to call On the Spot. This is where I get Derek out. As you can see, Derek stands for the Devilishly Entertaining Random Entertainment Questioner. This is where I have 1,541 different questions uploaded in the randomizer, and we're going to pull one out and we're going to get Ben's take on one of these subjects. So ready? Are you ready for this, Ben?
I think so, yeah.
Derek can be very cruel. Right, so let's hit this button. Let's see what we've got. What's your take on spiritual crystals?
Depends on how you look at that question.
Right. You've got to elaborate.
Well, crystals, when it comes to like the crystal skulls and that lot.
Yeah.
The energy flow through them has been proven scientifically that crystals, like quartz crystals and stuff like that, can hold data.
Yeah.
The crystal skulls themselves are said to hold, I think it's something stupid like 4 million terabytes worth of data.
Wow.
But then when you apply crystals to the human body, certain crystals can interact with the electric field around your body.
Yeah, the EMF. Because we generate a very small amount of EMF, don't we?
Yeah. It's one of them things. It depends on how you look at that question.
So what about if you look at crystals in sort of like, the sense of healing, or the sense of, they have these certain crystals have certain sort of aspects to them. Like this one will heighten spiritual activity. This one is for protection. Yeah. This one is for, do you believe it works?
I believe so, yeah. The same with like different metals as well. Like people wear copper bands that are supposed to interact with the body. So I think it depends. I think it depends on like the makeup of the stone in a sense.
Oh, okay. Okie dokie. Well, that's one for you. That's not too bad. I like that. I like your analogy on things. Let's get you back to this one. So yeah, no, it's quite cool. I mean, Derek comes up with the most random questions. I think I introduced him when I had Nigel and Julie on from Out There Paranormal, and it asked Julie, about black-eyed children, and she actually come up with the theory that they're aliens.
Yeah, there is a theory on that, but no one's spent long enough around them to find anything out, because I've known seasoned occultologists. I've known people that have gone to Skinwalker Ranch by themselves.
Yeah.
And if you ask them about if they've had sightings of the black-eyed children, they'll say yes.
Yeah.
And when you ask them what the next move was and what they found out, they tend to go, I didn't find anything out. All I found out that day was how fast I can run.
Because no, you talk about that. I mean, I was watching a debate between a scientist and a demonologist. They didn't give up their names or who they were, but it was on like Lad Bible or something like random like that. And they were arguing about black-eyed children. And the demonologist was saying that the black-eyed children were demonic because they were showing themselves as incomplete. Whereas the scientist was arguing, if anything, they have to be extraterrestrial, because he said that's the only scientific way of explaining it. And he went into like this random quantum physics, like, you know, the genetical makeups and all this sort of
quantum lock theory.
Yeah. And the demonologist was like, no, if you have a look at demonology theory in itself, a demon will show itself, but it'll never show itself in its complete form. So by them having the black eyes is not a complete form, so they've got to be demons.
Yeah, you could say that, yeah. But with the theory of, like, I think a recent case I had was of a woman seeing a hag at the end of her bed.
Yeah.
With no face. She instantly classed it as demonic.
Yeah.
Where the human mind has the capability of creating a body, but doesn't have the ability to create a human face. The human mind, it can't physically create a face. We're incapable of making faces up. We can make bodies up and everything else shaping, but the human mind is incapable of constructing a face.
Yeah, because I remember reading a psychology book, and they're saying that, yeah, we can't create a face, but we can't forget a face.
Yeah, we can't forget any faces, but we can't create them. That's why it's always said, if you see something in your house and you think you're dreaming and it's a spirit and it's got a face, then you instantly class it as being a spirit because it has a face. You've seen it to have a face.
My mum's saying, can they not just be lost, misunderstood children?
There is that theory of the Native American theory that they are children that got lost during the Great Wars, where the Americans just wiped out thousands of encampments of Native Americans.
Yeah, that's what I was about to talk about, that, because that's what they talk about in native, like, the Native Indian sort of mythology. They talk about them just being wandering children, and supposedly if you see them in Native American tradition, it's supposed to be good luck.
Yeah, but the hole in my argument, which I am a bugger for also blowing holes in my own arguments. There's been sighting of black-eyed children over in the UK, in a place called Cannock Chase, as Lou's just reminded me.
Yes, and they were also seen at Borley Rectory as well.
Yeah, the only thing with Cannock's Chase is it's a man-made forest.
Yeah, it's completely It's and they were supposedly, when they started the towards the end of Borley Rectory, before they started taking it down, they were seeing the team that were there doing the analysing on the actual building was saying that they were seeing these groups of black-eyed children, not just one. There was like 3 to 4 of them as they were doing the deconstruction of Borley Rectory. There's
also something that I'm willing to admit on here as well, which might get me into a lot of trouble with people. A couple of years ago, they were supposed sightings of Bigfoot as well at Cannock Chase.
Oh, okay.
And hearing noises of Bigfoot screeching at Cannock Chase.
I mean, I know Cannock Chase has its own siren. There's a book there's a book. It's like mythologies of Britain. Written by this I think he's dead now. I can't remember his name, David something, and he wrote about the Siren of Cannock Chase.
Yeah, with the Bigfoot sightings, these were about, I think, 6-7 years ago, if not more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, when you actually look at,
I have to admit on air that it was me and a few friends. Two friends of mine that were current military were running around in ghillie suits, and I was making the noise. We had it going on for about 2 months.
I need one of them big stickers across the screen now that go debunked.
Yeah, I have to openly admit that one.
Oh yeah, Joe, my mum's reminding me. Have you? She said it could they not be like the children at Cold Christmas Lane? Have you ever been to Cold Christmas Lane?
No, but I've heard people mention it before.
Right, it's a cool story behind Cold Christmas Lane, right? Back when I decided that I was going to create a paranormal team, I decided that the few people that I'd got together from the family that were going to be part of the team, we all decided to go to Cold Christmas Lane. And my dad, world's biggest skeptic, right? And we went down to this Cold Christmas Lane. There was loads of stuff happening. We were seeing like these spirits of these children running about, and there was noises and stuff was getting thrown. And then I'm waiting up at the top by the car because Cold Christmas Lane is on like there's a church. It's called Thundersley Church, and it's on private land. His farmer owns it, and if you catch you on his land, he's got a shotgun, and he chases you with a shotgun, right? So we wouldn't spend too long down there anyway. So me and a couple of groups of friends and the team have gone up to the car, and we're just getting in the car, and you just see my mum and my dad and their two friends just legging it up this pathway. And we're like, what's going on? And my dad, they both admit, mum and dad both admit, and the two friends, they both admit they saw like a white ball that looked like a child coming up the field. I'd have to talk to her about it because it was so long ago. I mean, this was about 14 years ago. But that place, the whole church is literally concrete. The whole inside of the church is concreted. You can't get in it, but the actual place itself. I mean, Russ is saying, what a place! It's if you get a chance to go there, man, it's an occultologist dream.
We'll go on a road trip when this is all done.
Yeah, honestly, you'd love it. The Cold Christmas Lane is just like, I've been to some scary places. I mean, I've done Kelvedon Hatch, I've done Drakeclough Tunnels, I've done Bilsington Priory, and these are some of the places. But that is literally just like the smallest church you can imagine. Like if you stood inside, you can touch all four walls by just putting your hands out. It's literally the most scariest place I've ever been to in my life. And I got lost in Epping Forest with a group of public. So we had to call the Rangers out.
We're going to have to do a proper like road trip when this is all done.
Mm.
There's a few places up here. I spoke to Jane and Neil. I don't think I spoke to Neil about it, but I spoke to Jane about it. There's a few little hidden gems that I know in the Peak District that no people go to, like a 1,000-year-old church that no one goes to.
Yeah, we got them in Essex. I mean, I remember one of my first ever investigations I went on before I was even part of a team was with Essex Ghost Hunters. We went to a place called Cash's Well, and supposedly this is a group of 3 wells where Edwin Cash, the owner of the land, he actually put TB in the well to poison the village below. And honestly, you walk like down this like sort of old dirt path past this horse stable, and this well just comes up out of nowhere. And I remember we booked some public to go down there, and we took all the payments and that. And as we were walking towards this well, there was loads of Satanists doing like a ritual where they were sacrificing something. And the worst part about it, right, was as they'd finished and they walked past us on the way back, I had my partner with me, and this bird turned around to my partner and went, "You all right?" She went, yeah, you're okay. Turns out it was a mate from school. No. I was like, your mate from school was literally just sacrificing a goat.
As you do on a Friday night.
Yeah, a few pints down the local, sacrifice a goat, it's just normal for us Essex people. Do you know what I mean?
I've worked down Essex. I know what you lot are like.
It's the county of Watsits, as I like to call it.
That is something.
Oh man, it's
Your
mad.
normal folk tend to stick to your borders. It's your inner Essex are a bit.
Yeah, because we're right on the border. We are, so we're sort of out of it. You know, when you go into a place like you, like where you was, like that's proper Essex. That's how you're right.
Yeah.
Nuts. It's nuts. Right, so we're coming to the end of the show now. It's been fun. I always love having a chat with Ben. Oh, Mum's talking about Craigie Noss. Have you been to Craigie Noss, Ben?
I haven't been to a lot of places. I've spent too much of my time inside libraries ripping books apart. Not
Yeah,
literally, but
you must have heard about Craigie Noss, the famous story of the elemental, the fire elemental.
do you know the problem is we're doing the cultology on a world scale. You hear
Yeah.
stories everywhere.
Well, supposedly at Craigie Noss in the out. I think it's a side building because it's like in two parts. In the hotel now, you got the old and the new. In the old part, in one of the thing, there's a fire elemental and it's supposed to show itself on demand, like you know, like I'll go and show you something. Bam, flames. It's like it's meant to be quite cool. There was a
What
photo.
John's saying, I've seen that, but she is right. The alleged. There's a
Oh, really?
there's another team. I won't say their name due to we've argued with them before about it. That claim they have Ball living in the building that they own for tours.
Right, okay. Well, I mean, Jay's just blown me away with that one where she said there's a photo in Haunted Magazines of alleged demon Bale that was taken at Cash as well. I can openly confirm that there are satanic rituals conducted as well, and I've got probably about 17 witnesses to it. So, and I tell you what, the crazy thing is, but when my missus first started coming on investigations with us, she was very skeptical, and every time we done Cash's Wells, her radio, she used to get a witch's laugh on her radio every single time. It used to freak her out.
The one they are talking about on that magazine, I remember working with someone that was doing that case, and it wasn't Ball. It was a hierarchy, but it wasn't Ball. It was one that began with Z. Now I don't say demonic names a lot on here.
No, I get trolled. I get trolled like absolute crap for saying names on here. And I got told because I keep getting interference, like when you play the video back, right? And everyone's going, oh, it's because you say demonic names, because you say demonic names. What I've deliberately done tonight is I normally have the chat room scrolling on my phone under the table, and I've deliberately not had it going tonight. I bet you any money I don't get any feedback.
Yeah. But the name begins with Z. It's one of the 72 and it begins with Z. And that's
so it's Solomon, yeah?
Yeah, it's one of the Solomon and begins with Z. You probably know who it is. Jane will probably know who it is as well when we're saying Z, because there's only one of them that has the name beginning with Z. And obviously it ain't Zozo for a start, if anyone's thinking that.
Oh, you got it there before me, man.
Yeah, it's one of the lower downs that begin with Z.
Yeah, I haven't got to the end of the Solomon yet. I will have a look though.
Just Google it for the name. I won't say it because he is a bugger for appearing when names are said, and that's why I won't say it.
Well, I mean, I can have up to 10 people on the stream, so if you want to say it, you can always come on if you like. So,
yeah, it was okay.
I mean, Jane, if you can find that picture, can you please send it to me? Because it's something that I'd like to send over to Russ as well, because it's a place that's got great significance to my old team, Truths Paranormal, to my partner, and also to Essex Ghost Hunters as well, because it's somewhere that we quite frequently went. And I remember my boy was talking about he wanted to get into all this, and we took him and his friends to Cash's Wells during the day because he wanted to see what it looked like. And then as we were coming out of the forest, this massive log got thrown at the back of our legs, and I've never seen someone run as fast as my son that day. He was bosh, he was gone. It was brilliant. But yeah, I was going to PM it. Wicked.
I wouldn't mind having a look at that as well. With Russell saying that he only lives 2 minutes away from the place, I sure as hell ain't saying it. Because
he does. Literally.
If it's still hanging around and it hears its name through this, Russell's going to be getting
the brunt of it. Yeah. Oh, Rush, you spoke to the guy that took the pic. That's crazy. I'll tell you what, right? There is one really, really strange phenomenon that stands out in my mind about Cash as well. And I will share it with you now before we finish the show. When you go to Cash as well, when you have public there, you have to pull up on this side of this old country road. And you pull up in this little lay-by, and we had coffees and teas going and that. And as we were sitting there, we was having like a refreshment, and you can see up in the distance, you can see like this person flashing their lights. And we're like, what the hell is going on here? Are we going to get murdered or something? And they're going to drive off or something. And it's flashing. And so me and my brother walked up to this guy's side of his thing, because I'm thinking, he must have broken down. There must be something wrong. And he went, I'm here for the dogging pie. And that is a true story. Yeah, look, Russ is saying doggers. Look, I knew you get it all the time. They literally just turn up like, yeah, I'm here for the dogging party. It's like, jog on, mate.
Yeah, that's the next valley. That's the next valley.
Yeah. If you turn off back, go on, off you go. So, right, we've come to the end of the show. I want to thank Ben once again for coming on the show. If you want to grab hold of Ben, I mean, I'll normally do the big plug now, but Ben hasn't got a website. He runs alongside this sort of show, really. When I get someone on, I want to get Ben on. So, yeah, if you need to get hold of Ben, just grab him up on Facebook. Just grab him up on Facebook, or contact me and I can get hold of him for you if you need any help. Russ is saying that's why I'm there every other day, you dirty man.
He's there for the bird watching.
Yeah. He goes and feeds the horses. That's what he tells the other half anyway.
Yeah. I'm always floating about. So if you need me, I'm on websites, or if you want other information other than demonology, there is my partner Lou, who has been doing her studies as well. She's finished. Do you finish your Sumerian one now?
No, I'm starting to finish it, so I'll point it off.
Yeah, she's nearly finished the Sumerian one.
Right.
She's just putting the last bit off because she doesn't want to finish it. But she is all on the witches, more the witches side, the old witches side, not the Wiccans. No disrespect to Wiccans. I love them all.
Yep. Damon, you need to read back the subtitles. Why do I need to read back the subtitles? What's going on? Oh, I don't know.
Probably something silly.
No, Joe, what? I reckon I said, my mum was saying about diggers. I reckon I said doggers and it said diggers. Oh, I don't know. Anyways, guys, don't forget we are raising money here at the Demonologist UK Live for the National Autistic Society. All you got to do is go over to my page. It's fully 100% safe. Donate as much as you can. I know it's hard. I know times are hard. I know COVID's about and people are on furlough and that. But imagine what these people are going through right now with the autism. They're already sensory deprived, and at the moment, this given point in time, there's 700,000 children in the UK that have been diagnosed, and there's 120,000 still waiting for diagnosis. So it's worth donating to. Every single bit of money, 100% of it is going straight to the charity to help children with autism. Also, don't if we reach our £1,000 goal, me and Ben, we're going to do a series of videos for you guys. Demonology 101. I haven't spoken to him about it yet, but I've just dropped it live, so we can't get out of it now.
No, I will quite have. I've said before, I will quite happily teach. There's only one thing I won't teach, and that's
Kama Sutra.
No, I'll teach you that, but we'll just get the butter. No, the only thing I won't teach is the hour scale for summoning demonic.
Yeah, no, that I mean,
I will not help anyone summon.
yeah, no. If we do reach our goal and we do this, it will be a Demonology 101. It'll be an overview of Demonology. It'll give you a little taste. It's almost like, you know, when you go into Tesco's and they've got the new cheese on offer and it's on a little cocktail stick and you have a go at it and you go, oh yeah, I like that. That's what we'll be doing. You'll have to go off and do your own thing to get the full pack of cheese. So that's the way we look at it.
We'll always be there to guide you.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
You got to buy the cheese.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Ben,
eat it with you.
at the end of the day, you've got to look at it this way. The best way to learn occultology, demonology, is getting up off your own ass and going to read. That's the best way to learn.
Yeah,
100%. But anyways, that's it from us this week. Don't forget to catch next week. I think, let me check. Do you know what? Because I don't want to give unfactual information out because I'm officially, don't forget to check it out over there on YouTube now. We have a YouTube channel. All my videos get uploaded to YouTube. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It's definitely worth a watch over there. Next week, I've got Kay Maloney on, and she's actually giving me a private reading on air, which is going to be either extremely emotional or extremely embarrassing, one of the two. But yeah, that'll be a laugh. So yeah, from me, myself, and from Ben, you've been absolutely brilliant, guys. This is the Demonologist UK signing out. Take care, goodbye, and remember,